President what he's going to do about a high cancer rate in that area here in Louisiana we know as the Cancer Corridor.
I know quite a bit about where you live, and I've been in that alley between Baton Rouge and New Orleans many, many times. The cancer rate there is way above the national average. And I think there are two things we should be doing. One is we should be doing a lot more medical research to try to find out what causes these cancers. And the second thing we ought to be doing is to invest more money there to do environmental cleanup.
Now, also making a brief appearance in the special, the youngest congressman in the country, Baton Rouge's own Cleo Fields. There he is there doing a skit with Urkel, a bit part with a skit with Urkel. Not all the questions were so serious. Other questions to the president were, well, let's wait till that's finished.
Notice the similarity.
There goes Urkel, young Congressman Urkel.
Mr. Urkel, can I have a word with you?
You're a lobbyist.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Mr. Fields has definitely a lot more dignity than Mr. Urkel, I believe.
Yes. Also, all the questions weren't as serious. They had other questions they asked the president, like, what do you do for fun? Does Hillary cook? And is Chelsea single? And the answers were, I like golf and Trivia Pursuit. Hillary does bake a mean batch of cookies. Just kidding. Hillary does cook. And he said Chelsea had better be single. However, as he may be aware, Socks, Chelsea's cat, is getting married to Bill
the cat, yeah.
In the
Ran off with him already.
And Bill is a reprobate if I ever saw one. That's in a Bloom County cartoon strip if you follow it in your local newspaper.
Outland. Change the name. We should...
Well, President Bill Clinton met with some young people at the White House this morning for a question and answer session. Even though he was dealing with a child audience, the president touched on several areas of concern to all Americans, especially in the selling of his economic package. And he mentioned a possible airlift of supplies into Bosnia. We have more in this report.
Every time he got the chance today, even in a televised question and answer session with children, President Clinton played salesman for his $500 billion economic package.
I would ask you, starting Monday, try to get your classmates to write your member of Congress and your senators and ask them to vote for the program.
Moms and dads heard the same plea over the radio.
Support your elected representatives who are demonstrating the courage to change.
Even the White House switchboard was in on the act.
Thank you for calling the White House. What part of the president's program did you pay the most attention to?
It was the punctuation mark on a busy week of lobbying by the president, who wants to stay focused on domestic issues. But today found himself once more caught up in Bosnia's civil war. Heavy fighting has kept food from being delivered, and U.S. airdrops may be the only answer, he told his young guests this morning.
The trucks which have been delivering those supplies have been stopped. So we have an agreement tentatively to try to start the trucks up again, but we may have to go in and drop some aid into them.
The U.S. tried airdropping food to Kurdish refugees in northern Iraq with mixed results. The pallets don't always land where they're needed, and the low-flying planes make excellent targets. Navy fighters aboard the aircraft carrier Kennedy, practicing today in the Adriatic Sea, may have to be used to escort the supply planes. The Bosnian crisis comes at an unwelcome time for the administration. Most foreign policy crises do. What the president wants most now is to keep the pressure on Congress to approve his economic package and not to have to answer questions about his own actions in a faraway crisis many don't understand. Jim Stewart, CBS News, the White House.
Now, there was a young boy from Baton Rouge at that children's question and answer session with the president this morning, and he asked a very serious question. He asked the president what he's going to do about the high cancer rate in Louisiana's so-called Cancer Alley.
So I know quite a bit about where you live, and I've been in that alley between Baton Rouge and New Orleans many, many times. The cancer rate there is way above the national average. And I think there are two things we should be doing. One is we should be doing a lot more medical research to try to find out what causes these cancers. And the second thing we ought to be doing is to invest more money there to do environmental cleanup.